Right, so in this one we're going to do renewals. So after December the 31st you're going to do your renewals. There's always been the question in the groups, what do we send the CA? What do they actually want for us when we renew every year? Now they actually say in Caps and 2.2 what they actually want. So let's have a look. What they actually want is the drone model dash serial number. I'm not sure if just the drone model will do. You might have to put a serial number, but it's not clear. Is that the company serial number or the drone's actual serial number? Who knows? Not exactly black and white. So for me, I just typically put the P4 Pro. Okay, that's what I fly, and that's it. P4 Pro. Okay. They want to know on the log the dates you flew. Okay, so you've got to put your date in here. Okay. Your log will have to show a start time and an end time for each flight. Now that means if you take off and you fly for 3 minutes on one battery, you then land and you then take off again and do another 10-minute flight. They are two separate flights, although you use the same battery. So it doesn't matter if you do 3 flights or 4 flights on the same battery. Each one, be it a minute or 7 minutes or 5 minutes, each one must be logged individually. You cannot group your flights together. A lot of people were doing this. I don't know where it all came from, but I did hear it was an MQE saying just group your flights together, but I could be wrong. So start time, end time with the duration. Okay, so they want to know how long you flew for. Okay, they then want the remote pilot's name as well. Okay, so who's been flying, which is fair enough. They want to know what activity or job you've been doing. So if you've been doing that dodgy prison run, okay, and you're delivering drugs to the prison, make sure you put it here, okay, in the activity. Okay, but it could be a roof inspection, it could be mapping, it could just be a crop survey, it could be anything. Okay, put what activity just in. Okay, want to know. Then they want to know about incidents or accidents during the flight. In Cap 722 there's a whole new big bit on this. So yeah, they wanted to get more data, although DJI recently released a load of numbers for the data flying in America, and beyond shadow of a doubt, drone flying is the safest thing that happens. I know someone's going to get, but someone recently hit a police helicopter. Didn't kill anyone, didn't crash, didn't, you know, the helicopter landed just to check itself over, you know, because it just happened to hit a few antennas on it. But, you know, that was some idiot heard police sirens, they took off apparently to see what was going on in their neighbourhood, and yeah, I don't know the story that well, you know, but if you heard police sirens and you put your drone in the air, I could understand that in America where people get shot quite often. You know, if there's a maniac running around with a gun, maybe you would want to know. However, you know, it was a mistake, there's a police helicopter, you would hear it, you would know not to be in the air. So, if you do hit the police helicopter, make sure that you fill in your incident and accident log. Okay, very important. Okay. Now, we've always had this in our ops manuals, by the way, but now they want, you know, to say they're going to ask in your logging for that, from what I can tell. Okay. Next, we've got our pre-flight checks. Now, this is new as well. They want you to say that you did your pre-flight. They are making sure that you have actually checked over your aircraft. You've picked it up, you've checked it over, you've checked your propellers are nice and good, no damage to the aircraft or airframe, and your battery is good. That's basically what we're saying. So pre-flight checks, give it a nice big tick. Okay. Then they want to know about defects and repairs. Have you had to change a propeller? Have you had to change the landing gear? Have you changed something on your aircraft? Is there something that you've had to have it fixed? Okay, so you'll log all your repairs and everything, a little column for that. We've then got servicing of your aircraft. Have you had it serviced? Do you service it? Your service period, by the way, should be either in your ops manual somewhere or you will quote the manufacturer's servicing time. So for my multi-rotors, I'll probably say 50 hours. For my fixed wing, I will say 120, maybe 200 hours, because they're different machines, you know, and the fixed wing is far better and durable than the multi-rotor maybe. So you're servicing your aircraft, how many hours have you done it? And they also want your aircraft hours. Okay, so they want to know your aircraft hours. Now, I actually have 2 logs. So I have a log for my aircraft, because I feel that's what you should have. You should have an aircraft log. Okay, and then I have the remote pilot log. And when you take both of them, you should be able to see that my pilot hours for that aircraft are exactly the same. Okay, and it also means that I keep everything to do with the aircraft nice and simple on a spreadsheet, and I don't have to scour through my massive remote pilot log trying to track everything down. It's quite clear that I have both. Okay, so if they ask for the pilot or the aircraft logs that I fly, I will have to send them both logs. But this is what they're looking for in renewals come 2021. They want your drone model dash serial number. They want the dates you flew. They want the start time, the end time, the duration of your flight, no matter if it was a minute to 5 minutes or an hour, it doesn't matter. Remote pilot name, they want that. They want the activity and job type you've been doing. So remember, drug prison runs, log them in. Okay? Incident, accident logs. If you had any problems, do it. Okay? There's quite a bit of this in CAP 722. There's a nice flow diagram that says when you must report to the CA. That, you're going to take that and put that into your operations manual. I'll cover that later. Okay? So we've got pre-flight checks. That's new. So we'll just give that a tick. Yes, put a column in. Very easy to do. Just put a yes in if you do it. Your defects and repairs. That's a nice tick. Okay, you've been repairing your aircraft, or is it all good? You're servicing your aircraft in your aircraft hours. Those are the things that will be needed come next year. Okay, and we'll apply in the usual way. Okay, and in return we get the operational authorization, which will contain the same privileges and restrictions and permissions that it replaces now. Okay, however, I will always say this: read your operational authorization. There's always the subtle changes the CA does do. So they took out BV loss within 500 metres of the pilot, for example. They took out the 7 kilos, above 7 kilos and below 7 kilos. They took that out. You know, check for what they bring back in and take out. Do we get the 25 kilo uplift? Let's find out. Okay. So we just need a few people. Once I've gone through the renewal process, we'll know a bit more for 2021. Right now, can't tell you much more, I'm afraid. But that's it. So renewals from 2021, that's what the CA will be asking for, everyone. Okay? That's the logs. Note, no battery log. It's been a big debate in Facebook groups, you know, do you, don't you? Well, not necessarily. Okay? Not necessarily. Oh, and also we have the A2CFC group now running as well. So now I've got an A2CFC group. You can find us, the A2CFC operators. That's on Facebook. Come and join us. Commercial Operators UK. There's a few good groups. There's the one that I'm in and help run, and then there's another one by Will Davis. Yeah, just come and join the groups. Okay. Well worth it, you can learn a lot, okay? But yeah, CAP 722 renewals, and there we go. Right, take care everyone and safe flying. Have a good one.